Hi there, we're here today to talk about health and well-being. My name is Elizabeth Hart, the Managing Director of the Life Academy. I was saying to my daughter one day, look, imagine you're spinning a plate on a stick and you need to keep yourself balanced in all these areas of your life. And every time you get stressed, it's like your plate is wobbling and I have to run to you and help you. And then one of your brothers gets stressed and I have to run to him and balance his plate. And I was saying to her, look, I've got my own plate to balance, It'd be so much easier for mummy if you could just keep your own plate balanced. And she started to laugh because she suddenly got it, understood what I'd been trying to say. That we each have these areas that we have to keep ourselves balanced in. And your plate, to stay balanced, has to be balanced in all those areas. If you only focus on one area, it's like your plate is going to be tipping, right? Because you're putting all the weight on, all the focus on one area and not on the other. So this is what we need to do, is that everybody's trying to balance their plate. But what I've seen is that there's two areas, groups of people that I've seen that seem to struggle with this. And that's teens and young adults. And the other group that I've noticed is when you've got senior executives that are in a full-on corporate role. It's as though we get so focused on one area that we kind of lose ourselves. We lose connection with who we are. We lose connection with each other and with a higher power. We kind of just get lost because we're so focused in one area. And we're losing connection with ourselves. It's happened to me. When I was in a full-time corporate role, I was working really hard, I was travelling most weeks, I was raising 3 children. I thought I was balanced because I was eating fairly healthy and I was working out, but I didn't have any centering. I had no idea what spiritual connection meant, and I thought I was balanced, but I really wasn't. And it can be detrimental to your own well-being if you allow that to continue. I'd often get, from time to time, when I did feel really out of balance and I'd get stressed, I wouldn't sleep well, and then I'd suddenly come down with some cold or flu, and nobody around me would come down with that, and I would think, why was I the one that picked up that bug? But it's because I allowed myself to get out of balance. My stress levels spiked, which lowers your immune system, and then you just become ill. And if you do this constantly, then it will just manifest into more and more illness and lifestyle diseases. All these degenerative diseases in the world, in our modern lives, are all connected to our lifestyle. So it's really important that we keep ourselves balanced, but we often don't even know that we're doing it. We're just allowing ourselves to kind of drift in one direction. I had lunch with a friend of mine recently, and she's a senior executive running a company here in Singapore, and she was saying to me how they are just so busy. She's working flat out. From the minute she gets into the office, her team are all coming to her, asking for things, needing support. She's had to give up all of her personal hobbies that she was doing for herself. It's all just now become about work, and she's very stressed, and you can see that she doesn't feel like she's in control. And I just said to her, I've been there, my friend. I remember those times. I used to be in a corporate. I'd go in at the beginning of the day with an idea, a list of things I wanted to achieve that day. But then your time gets zapped by everybody else. Everybody's taking a piece of your time. Can you just help me with this? Oh, you just need to sign this. And by the end of the day, you haven't done one of the things that was on your list to do because you've given up your time to everybody else. And I said to her, imagine it's like you're in a superhero movie and the hero's being beaten down by the bad guy. And you imagine the superhero's like cowering down in the corner. At some point in the movie, the superhero makes a decision. It's a moment of decision that they decide they're going to make a comeback. And they say, no, I will conquer this. And they turn around and they stand in their own power and they start fighting back and they turn it around to win the day, right? That's a classic movie. And we all have this superhero in us, deep inside us sometimes, but we have to connect find that superhero, connect to them, and have confidence that we can pull ourselves out of this, get whatever support we need to make a comeback. And if there's one thing I could love to be able to teach young people today, it's that they have the strength within themselves to get themselves back to centre, to balance their plate and to make a comeback. So how can we do this? How can we bring ourselves back to centre? Well, I suggest we keep it simple. Just start with a couple of simple things that you can do to incorporate them into your weekly routine, to keep yourself connected and centred to yourself and to build that sense of self. I think I see it with the young adults and I see it with people in the corporate. They almost lose connection with who they are. They just, like the teenager talked to me about being a ghost. They've lost the connection with themselves and their own strength and their own humanity. So let's talk about a couple of simple things that you can do to bring yourself back. I find that many people get up in the morning, they are instantly on their phone, on their device, they're checking emails, they're listening to the news. They basically, if you look at social media or you look at your emails, you are responding to everybody else's priorities. They are things that other people want your attention for. They want and the same in the office. Everybody wants your attention for their priorities. In social media, young people are straight away onto scrolling, looking what everybody else wants them to be looking at. Then they go into the world of comparing themselves to other people, which is crazy. These aren't even real. It's not even real connection. Everybody is craving real connection. They go on social media looking for a connection, but this isn't a real connection. My first tip to you is to wake up in the morning, don't look at your device. Spend some time with yourself, centering yourself, balancing yourself, reconnecting with yourself before you then start looking at what everybody else wants you to focus on. I'm a big believer in having a morning routine. Many successful people in the world have a morning routine. It's a way to set yourself up for the day. And everybody has their own way of working. Everybody knows what works for them. I explained to my daughter once, she likes to cook. So I said, imagine you're baking a cake. You have the recipe of how to make a really good cake. If you change that recipe in any way, the result is going to be different. And she was like, yeah, that's right. You could put too much liquid in and it'll be too runny, or you could put not enough liquid in and it'll be really hard. And I said, exactly. We all need to work out what is our perfect recipe to be balanced throughout the week. And it will be different for each of you. So I know how to keep myself balanced. And I know I need to put in certain things in my weekly schedule to keep myself in balance. And I call on you now to sit there just for a few minutes and ask yourself, what can you do to keep yourself balanced? Think about a week that you were really balanced in your life and ask yourself, what did I do in my weekly routine when I felt really good about myself? What is my recipe to keep myself balanced throughout the week? Is it doing a morning routine? Is it going to see my friends or having time for myself? I encourage you to look after yourself first before then you're going out to help others. It's like on the aeroplane where they ask us to put on our own mask first before helping others. The reason they say that is because if we don't put on our mask and we start helping other people, we would only help 3 or 4 other people before we start feeling weak and collapse and not be able to help anybody. Whereas if we put on our own masks first, we can then help so many more people for so much longer. And as women, we play a pivotal role in the family. We're trying to often helping everybody else without looking after ourselves, even to the detriment of our own well-being. I believe that allocating time to ourselves and allocating money to ourselves are 2 important ways we can give ourselves the respect and the value that we deserve. So as teenagers and young adults, think about allocating time to yourself first to get yourself strong and centered before you start scrolling, looking at the virtual world and what everybody else is doing. Be connected to yourself, and the same if you're in a senior executive role. Just a simple morning routine is sufficient. You could not look at your device, take a few deep breaths, ask yourself, who do I want to be today? Who do I want to show up as today? What are the emotions that I want to bring to this day? Visualize your day unfolding exactly as you would like it to. I'm going to be a strong, centered person today. I'm going to show up and be confident and calm. And I'm going to connect with people and build on my relationships. So just having a few more moments every day to think about who you want to be can make a huge difference. For me, I like to bookend my day. I start with a morning routine where I wake up, I usually look at my vision board, I say my affirmations and my goals. I then do yoga and meditation to really connect to myself. At the end of my meditation, I visualize my goals as though they've all been achieved, and I visualize my day ahead unfolding exactly as I want it to, and it really sets me up for the day. At the end of the day, I try to do a meditation or a spiritual reading just to wind down and switch off about work and to help me sleep. Doing a gratitude meditation is really good. I've done that quite a lot with my children when I'm saying goodnight to them, and that's really helped them as well. So it's different for everybody, but I encourage you to think about what could work for you and start simply. Just add one or two small things that you could do over the course of your week to bring yourself back to centre. How could you keep your plate balanced? Marianne Williams, she says that actually, look, if you shower in the morning, you're cleansing off all the yesterday's dirt before you start a new day. But if you wake up watching TV and emails and bad news all the time, you're just absorbing all the stress of everybody else, of the world. So we cleanse our bodies, but we don't do that with our minds. So by doing a morning meditation, you're actually cleansing your mind and at the night time as well, you're cleansing your mind of everything that happened that day, and you're starting afresh. It's like actually cleansing ourselves ready for a new day. So we do it with our physical bodies. Why not think about doing it with your mind? It really only takes a few minutes and it will make all the difference, I assure you. It's helped me enormously, and I think it can help so many people out there. So give it a try. What have you got to lose? Just do it for 30 days. Spend a few minutes in the morning centering yourself. You could do it as a journaling exercise or a meditation or a walk where you're just breathing and thinking about your day ahead. But do it before you start responding to what's going on in the rest of the world. I really hope that you find that helpful. If you would like more information, please, or any more guidance, just please check out our website, thelifeacademygroup.com. Hope to see you soon. Thanks. Hi, it's Elizabeth Hart from the Life Academy. I really hope you enjoyed that video and found it helpful. If so, please give us a thumbs up and write a review. And please subscribe on the link below to join us on this journey, to grow and learn together, to live with purpose and fulfilment as the best version of ourselves. See you soon.